Hi and hello my dear competitive aspirants. Once again welcome back to Sri Kansas Sri YouTube channel and Sri Kansas Sri online classes. Now coming to the day number 6, Operation ARM. Everyone knows about that. ARM means arithmetic, reasoning and pure maths. In that, let us discuss today few questions. The first one is, two trains are approaching each other on the same track with velocity 100 km per hour and 50 km per hour. When they are at a distance of 300 km from each other, a bird starts flying from train 1 towards train 2. When the bird reaches train 2, it instantly reverses its direction and flies again towards train A. This process continues till the bird is trapped between the trains. When they collide, if the bird always travels at a constant speed at a rate of 200 km per hour, the total distance covered by the bird is, the total distance bird flies is. Okay, the meaning of that is, what is the distance covered by the bird? I know the speed of the bird is 200. Now just I want to calculate the time period. What time period the bird flies? Why? Because the formula to find the distance is time into speed according to DTS formula. What is the distance formula? Time into speed. I know the speed is 200 km per hour. So now I want to calculate the time period. So what is the time period means? When the two trains started, the initial distance between them is 300 km. And both the trains are moving in the opposite direction. The relative speed when they are moving in the opposite direction is S1 plus S2. Clear? So what is the relative speed of those two trains? 100 plus 50, 150. Clear? So the two trains collide each other after how many hours? The initial distance is 300 km, by their relative speed is 150, they collide after 2 hours. So the bird flies for 2 hours at the rate of 200 km per hour. So finally the answer is 200 into 2, 400 km. Clear? Now let us see the same model question. Two trains start running from the two stations on the same track towards each other and the distance between them is 576 kilometers. When the trains leave the station, a bird also starts moving to and fro between the trains at the speed of 88 kilometers per hour initially. Okay. The bird starts from foremost point of one train and continue until the trains collide with each other. If the trains collide after 2.5 hours, the time period is given in the question itself. In the previous question, we need to find the time period by calculating the initial distance between the trains by relative speed, that is 300 by 150, 2 hours. But here, in the question itself, it is given as 2.5 hours, nothing but 5 by 2 hours. So the initial distance between the trains is unnecessary data given in the question. Are you following? So no need to consider this. Ignore that value. This 576 is an unnecessary value. What I need is the distance covered by the bird is nothing but speed of the bird into time period. In the question itself, it is given as 5 by 2 hours time period. And what about the speed of the bird? 88 kilometers per hour. 88. Actually, 88 is 11 multiple. So clearly we can go with 220, which is 11 multiple. That is through options elimination method. Or else you want to do the procedure. Let me discuss that. Time into speed is equal to distance. Time 2.5 hours 5 by 2 into 88 to 44. So what is the answer? 220 kilometers. Now let us see one more question. In the same pattern, actually this is from physics. Velocity, acceleration. It comes in MSET exam, but here our approach is different from that MSET exam. We have to think different. How to solve it in 1 or 2 steps. Go through the question once. A train traveling at 20 kilometers per hour is approaching a platform. A bird is sitting on a pole on the platform when the train is at a distance of 2 kilometers from pole. Brakes are applied which produce a uniform declaration in it. At that instant, the bird flies towards the train at 60 kilometers per hour, and after touching the nearest point on the train flies back to the pole and then flies towards the train and continues repeating itself. Calculate how much distance will the bird have flown before the train stopped. See, in the previous 2 questions, 2 trains were moving in the opposite direction, but here only one train is moving towards a pole. You just tell me, does a pole have any speed? No, pole doesn't have any speed. The speed of a pole is 0. And the speed of the train is 20 km per hour. And the distance between the pole and the train is 2 km per hour. Now, first I want to find that in what time the train can reach the pole. In what time the train can reach the pole? Time is equal to distance by speed. Distance 20, I wrote it reverse. Distance 2 by speed 20 will get 1 by 10 hours. But the bird has flying to and fro. When the bird is flying to and fro, the time period of the bird you have to take is as twice of 1 by 10. Simple logic, you have to take it as twice of 1 by 10. What is the twice of 1 by 10? Nothing but 1 by 5 hours. Finished. What is the speed of the bird? 60. What is the time period? 1 by 5. What is the distance? Time into speed. So the distance covered by the bird is 1 by 5 into 60. That gives you 12 kilometers is the required answer. Are you following? Now coming to the next question. The ratio of land and water on earth is 1:2 and the ratio of land and water in northern hemisphere is 2:3. Find the ratio of land to water in southern hemisphere. North hemisphere 2:3. South hemisphere how much? Actually, on the earth we have 2 hemispheres. Upper part of the earth is called as north hemisphere and the lower part of the earth is called as south hemisphere. Okay. Now, I know that the ratio of land and water in the north hemisphere is how much? 2:3. And the total earth is 1:2. Now what is the ratio in the lower part of the south hemisphere? So the technique here in this question is nothing but the ratios adjustment. No need to take any variables like x or y. Just apply a ratios technique method. According to ratios technique, upper part plus lower part is equal to full. I'll tell you clearly. Half plus half makes 1 full. So upper half, lower half is equal to 1 full. Now I have half, only 5 parts. But the full is 3 parts. What you have to do now? You have to adjust the ratio in such a way that the upper part half and the total should be double of that. It should be double of that. Now 2:3 is 5 parts, 1:2 is 3 parts. First what I do is multiply it with 3. Multiply it with 3. Why? Because 1 plus 2 is 3 parts. Here you get 6:9. 6:9. 6 plus 9, how many parts? 15 parts. That is half of the earth, 15 parts. Now what about the full? If the half is 15 parts, then the full is 30 parts. It should be 30 parts means multiplied with 10. What happened? 10:20. Finish. Now subtract the upper part from the total. If you subtract north hemisphere ratio from the total, but the adjustment is very, very important. You have to check the values. You can only subtract when the total earth ratio is double that of the upper part. Clear? Now, it is very, very clear. 6 plus 9, 15. 10 plus 20, 30. 30 is twice of 15. So, I can subtract that. When I subtract that, I got 4:11, which is given in the first option. Clear? Next. A father shared the amount of rupees 33,201 to his 2 sons, and their shares are invested at compounded interest of 4% per annum. If the amount received by the elder son at the end of 2 years is the same as the amount received by the younger son at the end of 5 years, then share of the younger son approximately 1.04 power 3 is equal to 1.125, nothing but 9/8. So when you go with the formulas, what is the formula to find the amount A according to the compound interest? Means the amount A is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. First, the elder son power 2, younger son power 5. If you divide it, then you will get power 3. That power 3 is given in the question itself. Approximately it is 9/8. So, according to my conclusion here, listen carefully, my dear friends. This is very, very important shortcut for non-math students, not for math students. This is elder son, and this is younger son. So younger son receives 8 parts. 8 parts is a 4 multiple. 4 multiple. What is the divisibility rule of a 4? If a number is exactly divisible by 4, then the last 2 digits should be a multiple of 4. Is it or not? So, I can neglect this 26. Why? Because 26 is not a multiple of 4. Again 26 is not a multiple of 4. Again 82 is not a multiple of 4. So 24 is the only 4 multiple and also 8 multiple. So the required answer is the second option. Now, for the math students, I am going to discuss the entire procedure. Let us see. Now, see here, the amount received by the elder son is 1 plus 4 by 100 whole power 2 is equal to the amount received by the younger son. P1 represents the amount principal of the elder son and P2 represents the principal of the younger son. And 1 plus R by 100 whole power 5 years, whole power 5. Now on simplification you will get P1 by P2 is equal to 104 by 100 whole power 3, that is nothing but 1.0 power 43, and that is given as 9/8 in the question. Okay. Now you have to find what is the share of the younger son, P2 value. That P2 value is 8 by 8 plus 9, 17 into 330 330 33201. Okay. Double 3201. What is the answer? This is the actual process, but according to the elimination method, when the options are given, you can directly find the 4 multiple and which is given in the second option. Okay. Coming to the next question, races comes under time and distance. In a race of 240 meters, A beats C by 60 meters and C beats B by 80 meters. Find the distance which A beats B. So races is nothing but ratios. You have to convert each and every question from the races into the ratios. That is the best method. Except 1 or 2 questions in the races. Remaining all questions we can solve with only with ratios here. Comparison method. Ratio is nothing but comparison. There are 3 persons A, B, C. In a race of 240 meters, A beats C. That means A completed 240 meters, beats C by 60. So you have to subtract that 60. The remaining distance left is 180. What is the ratio? 240 and 180 are 6 multiples, 4 and 3. Now the next comparison is C beats B by C beats B. That means C won the race 240 meters, beats B by 80. You have to subtract that 80, you'll get 160. Now what is the ratio? 8 2s, 16, 8 3s. So finally, clearly I can observe that A is to B is to C is 4 is to 2 is to 3. 4 is to 2 is to 3. Who won the race? A won the race and beats B. If A won the race, he has to complete the 240 meters. 4 parts is given as 240 meters. Then half of that is 240 log half 120 meters. Okay. Now what is the difference in between these two? That is the required answer. So you can go with third option. Okay. Next. The sum of the total number of factors of 540 is sum of the factors. See the concept here, you have to find the prime factors product. The given number is 540. What is the least prime number? 2. Okay, take out 2 common, you will get 270. Again 2 common, you will get 135. And next prime number is 3, 45. Again 3, 15. Again 3, 5. This is called as prime factorization method. Now I can represent that number. What is that number? 540 is equal to product of prime factors, so 2 square into 3 cube into 5 power 1. And the formula to find the sum of factors. Sum of factors is equal to just increase the power by 1, 2 cube minus 1 by 2 minus 1. Again 3 power 3, increase it by 1, power 4 minus 1 by 3 minus 1. Again 5 square minus 1 by 5 minus 1. Finished. Just simplify it, you'll get the answer. The concept to find the sum of the prime factors is, sum of the factors is, first you have to convert it to prime factors product and then increase each and every prime factor power by 1 2 square becomes 2 cube, 3 cube becomes 3 power 4, 5 power 1 becomes 5 square. Subtract it by 1 and in the denominator same number minus 1, same prime number minus 1. Now coming to the simplification part, 2 cube 8 minus 1 7 by 2 minus 1 1, 3 power 4 81 minus 1 80 by 3 minus 1 2, 25 minus 1 24 by 5 minus 1 4, 4 2s are 8 10. So 7 into 10 into 24, 7 4s are 28, 2 carry, 1680 is clearly given in the third option. Are you following? Now next question. A pays rupees 100 to P with 5 rupees, 2 rupees and 1 rupees coins. The total number of coins used for paying are 40 coins. Underline this point. The total number of coins is 40. What is the number of coins of denominations 5 rupees in the payment? Now, instead of applying the traditional method of using x, y, z variables, what is the traditional method? Let us consider the number of 5 rupee coins be x. Let the number of 2 rupee coins be y. Let the number of 1 rupee coins be z. So 3 variables are there. You have to solve the equation. Instead of that, while we can't eliminate the options, we can't eliminate. Once let us see, first option, 16 coins of 5 rupee denominations. So here the amount became 16 into 5, 80 rupees. Out of 100 rupees, it makes 80, so still 20 rupees is left. Still 20 rupees is left. In the form of 2 rupee coins and 1 rupee coins. And how many coins are left? Out of 16 coins, the remaining coins, 40 minus 16, 24 coins are left. If there are 24 coins, how can you make 20 rupees with the 24 coins when the amounts are given in the form of 1 rupee and 2 rupee? See, with 1 rupee coins, if I make 20 rupees with the 24 coins, it is impossible. So you can eliminate this first option. When 16 is eliminated, the number greater than 16 also gets eliminated. So only one option is left which is less than 16. So what is the answer means? Fourth option, 13 is the right answer. Clear? And next. The investments of A and B are 2 lakhs and 3 lakhs rupees respectively. A runs the business and so gets 20% of profit at the end of the year. If B got a profit of rupees 12,000, then the total profit in rupees is. This comes under partnership. Okay. Now, let us see the ratio A is to B 2 and 3. 2 is to 3. I'll take it as 200 parts or 200 units and 300 units. Why? Because when the question is in percentages, percentage means per 100. Per 100. So if you consider 2 zeros at the end, you can find that percentage value very easily. So that I'll take 2 parts as 200 units and 3 parts as 300 units. And then the total profit becomes how much? 500 units. In that 500 units, who gets the salary or something, profit, something? A is a working partner. A runs the business, is a working partner, get 20% salary. So 20% of 500 is 100 units. Okay, 100 units. Now remaining share left is 400 units. Now after deducting the salary of A, then the remaining profit has to be shared in between A and B according to their investment ratio. Now, the remaining profit of 400 units is shared in between A and B in the ratio of 2:3, and the share of B is clearly given in the question itself as 12,000 rupees. If 3 parts is 12,000 rupees, 3 parts, okay, that 3 parts is 12,000, then what is the 2 parts value? What is 2 parts value? 2 parts is 8,000. So total sum come up to 20,000. Okay. So this 400 units value is 20,000. 400 units represents 20,000. Then what is the total profit? Total profit 500 units. If 400 units is 20,000, then 500 units is 25,000, which is given in the first option. Next, a sum of money on simple interest doubles itself in 8 years, and on compound interest, if the interest is compounded annually, the sum becomes 4 times of itself in 2 years. Find the ratio of the annual rates of simple and compound interest. So this comes under simple interest and compound interest model, but it is very simple model question. See here, according to simple interest, if the principal is 100, it becomes double 200. It's become double 200. Then the interest collected is 100 rupees in how many years? 8 years. So I can take the rate of interest as 12.5%. That is the first statement. And coming to the second statement, according to compound interest, the principal becomes 4 times, double and double. First, the principal becomes double 2p, and then again becomes double 4p. For that it took how many years? 2 years. That means the gap here is 1 year. 1 year. Are you following? See, according to compound interest, the increase on increase or interest on interest is called as compound interest. So initial principal becomes double 2p, again it becomes double 4p in 2 years. So I can consider it as 1 year and 1 year. So in 1 year it becomes double. I can consider the rate of interest as from here to here, the rate of interest becomes double. That means it is 100%. Now, coming to the final question, is asking about the ratio in between the rate of interest of simple interest and compound interest. That means 12.5% is to 100% is nothing but 1:8. 1:8 is clearly given in the second option. Okay. Next. The interest earned by on a certain amount compounded at the rate of 10% per annum at the end of 2 years is rupees 4410. Then the total amount that A would have got at the end of first year is. So at the end of first year is at the rate of 10%. 10% means it becomes 110%, 11 multiple. So where is that 11 multiple? 2541. 2 plus 4, 6. Okay, this is also 11 multiple. So you can eliminate the third option, which is not 11 multiple, and you can eliminate the fourth option, which is not 11 multiple. But here there are 2 11 multiples. So let us do the procedure now. According to compound interest, at the rate of 10% per annum. That means let the initial value be 100 units, At the rate of 10% it becomes 110. For 2 years, consider the ratio for 2 times. It becomes 110, 100 is to 110 and again 100 is to 110. Nothing but 10 into 10, 100 is to 11 into 11, 121. This 100 units represent principal. This 121 units represents amount. And the difference between these two, 21 parts represents the compound interest. And that compound interest is given as 4,410 rupees. If 21 parts is 4,410 rupees, you tell me. So if 21 parts is 4,410, then what is the value of 1 part? That 1 part is equal to 210. Now, what about the principal? The principal amount is equal to 100 parts, 21,000. And for 1 year, the rate of interest is 10%, 2,100. Finally, after 1 year, he will get an amount of rupees 23,100 is clearly given in the second option. Okay. Next. Okay friends, now I want to discuss the same matter which was discussed in the previous sessions. This is day number 6, Operation ARM. You have to contact my WhatsApp number 8897969619. If you share the doubts in WhatsApp to me, I will reply the doubts immediately, and also the selected questions will be uploaded in the YouTube in the same manner what I discussed today. But today I discussed in only English medium. Okay, from tomorrow the class will be in bilingual. I have to satisfy both the English medium students and Telugu medium students. And students, please share the comments in the comment box. How did you feel the class? You want only English or you want also Telugu explanation? If you want only English, I will continue in the same manner. Why? Because some of the students asking me, sir, I want English, sir. That's why I took English, sir, today. How is it? You enjoyed, I think so. If you want only English, the same pattern will continue from tomorrow. If you want Telugu explanation, please comment, friends. Everyone should comment. Whoever watching the video should comment in the comment box and like it. First like it and subscribe it and share it. Thank you very much.